Hey boys and girls, me again. Today I want to teach you that when you reread a story, sometimes you remember things that you never remembered before. The more you reread, the more you're going to remember. So rereading stories over and over and over again help you remember all the parts in the story. I know sometimes when I'm rereading, I might have forgotten that something happened, and then when I reread it, I remember. So rereading helps you remember all the parts of the story. I know that Mrs. Rincone read you Caps for Sale. I think it was a couple weeks ago, but I could be wrong. But anyway, this was a tale of the little peddler, some monkeys, and their funny little monkey business, and they stole his caps, remember? And I want to just reread the story, so watch me reread it. Caps for Sale. I love this book. Once there was a peddler. Now I'm just going to reread it like how I remember, okay? Once there was a peddler, and he sold caps. But he was not like any other peddler. He put his caps that were for sale on the top of his head. And he would check his own cap, and then he would check for the gray ones, and then for the brown ones, and then the blue ones, and at the very tippy top, the red ones. And he would walk down the streets, and he would stand very tall, and he would say, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But one morning, he didn't sell any caps, and so he walked down the street, and nobody wanted any, and so he said he would go for a walk on the countryside. And he walked for so long that he got tired and he needed to take a nap. But first he checked for all of his caps. The gray one first, his own one first, and then the gray ones, and then the brown ones, and the blue ones, and the red ones. And they were all there, and he fell asleep. And then he woke up and he was feeling very refreshed and very relaxed. And he went to go and he checked for his caps, but the only one that was there was his checkered cap. I forgot about that. I forgot that he had his own cap on his head. I thought the monkey stole all of his caps, but now I remember. Oh my goodness. He's like, "Where are my caps?" He looked to the left, he looked to the right, he looked behind him, in front of him, upside down. No caps. And he looked up in the tree, and do you know what he saw, guys? You already know, because you probably remember because you've read this story so much. Monkeys. There was caps on every single monkey. Look, gray caps, blue caps, red caps, yellow caps. All the caps, the monkeys had them. Oh my goodness. He didn't know what to do, so he finally spoke to them. And he said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys shook their fingers. Oh, I forgot they did that. They shook their fingers and they said, do you guys remember? Tisk, 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 tisk. That's hard to say. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Anyways, the peddler got so angry because the monkeys wouldn't give him his cap backs. And so he said, "You monkeys," and he shook his hands when he said it this time. "You monkeys, you give me my caps." Man. And the monkeys just shook their fists back, and they said, "Tsk, tsk, tsk." It's really hard to say. So anyways, guys, you know the rest of the story. "You monkeys, you," he stomped his feet and shook his hand, "give me my caps." These monkeys were doing exactly what the peddler was doing back. And the monkeys stomped their feet, and they just said back to him, "Tsk, tsk, tsk." Man, that is frustrating. That's putting me in the red zone. My class just had guidance today. By this time, the peddler was very, very angry. That's the red zone that Mrs. Duell was talking about. And he stamped his feet and he shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." And then the monkeys stamped their feet and they did it. And what do you think they said? You're right. Tsk, tsk, tsk. At last, he became so angry that he took his cap off and he threw it. I forgot that. I thought he just started to walk away, but now I remembered because I've reread this story so many times I'm starting to remember really important details. Okay, and then the monkeys pulled off their caps and threw them on the ground. And then the peddler, look at this, all of them, they're all on the floor. And then the peddler picked them up, he sorted them by color, and then he put them back on his head, and he was off to sell caps again. Caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. So anyways, guys, when you reread, you remember more. What is one thing that you remember about a story you're reading? Okay, so read some stories today that you've read over and over again and try to think about one thing that you remembered today. All right, love bugs, enjoy reading. Bye!